Welcome back to the Outward Expression. I'm your host, Roman, and today I'm very pleased to bring back Linda Kloss with Bishop's Hill Winery. Linda's going to be sharing her expertise with regard to wine and chocolate pairing. And in advance of the Valentine's Day holiday that's coming up
Mhm.
very shortly here. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Linda, and she's going to go ahead and share her thoughts.
Okay. Well, everybody always says that chocolate goes with wine. And, back in history, they considered chocolate to be an aphrodisiac. That's probably
Okay.
why it is often paired with wine for Valentine's Day. And there's a lot of tricks as far as pairing chocolate with wine. There's different kinds of, well, there's a ton of different kinds of chocolates and a ton of different kinds of wines, of course. If you are more of a white wine drinker, it's important then that the chocolate be either a white chocolate, which personally I don't care for.
I don't care.
I kind of feel like it's almost fake. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they tried to do something and it didn't
Right,
work
right.
out.
Didn't work out. Yes.
Or caramel with a milk chocolate for white wines. Goes very well with Sauvignon Blanc, with Chardonnay, with Pinot Grigio. When it gets into the reds, which is what we do very well here, our red wines are award winning wines. It is important that the darker the wine, the bigger bodied the wine, the chocolate must be darker. It should be at least 70% cocoa with a red wine, like a Cabernet, to just hold up to the body of the wine. But what I have here today, and I'm super excited to try, is I've got an English toffee with our Malbec. Malbec is an Australian grape and or Argentinian. I so apologize. The Mendoza region of Argentina is very known for Malbec. And what's really interesting about Malbec is that it is one of the oldest grapes. It's over 1,000 years old, and it was first discovered in France and then moving to Argentina where it just grows abundantly. They are known for their production now. So Malbec has some woody notes and cedar notes and almost a nuttiness to it. So that's why it goes very well with an English toffee. Even though this isn't a dark chocolate, you can get the English toffees with the dark chocolate. This happens to be milk, but the nuttiness of the toffee just really pairs really nicely with the Malbec. We're going to move on right now to one that I'm going to probably try as we're going along here. This is our Petite Syrah, and it has a lot of dark chocolate, cocoa, blue fruit characteristics. But I'm going to experiment today, and I'll be honest with you because I have not tried this pairing yet. This is a dark chocolate covered apricot.
Oh, okay. I thought it might have been a turtle. It looked like a
I know it
turtle.
does look
Yeah.
like a turtle. It's a big apricot,
It sure
actually.
is.
And normally, like I had thought about getting the dark chocolate covered orange peels. I love those.
Okay, that I've never had that.
Oh, they're so, so, so
Okay.
good. Do you remember years and years ago when we were younger, Baskin Robbins had a Mandarin chocolate orange ice cream?
I don't. I can't say that I do recall that, but it
Okay,
sounds
that's what it
delicious.
reminds me of. It
Okay.
reminds me of that dark chocolate ice cream with the orange flavors in it. But sometimes with the orange peel, it can be kind of bitter, and you don't want bitter with the wine because what that does is increases the perception of bitterness in the wine then
Okay.
and kind of decreases the fruit
Okay.
characteristics. So this one's going to be interesting to try, and I'll be honest with you, if it's not a good pairing, I'm going to say so.
Fine. I mean, I did not create the chocolates. I did not create the wine. So any criticism is,
Okay.
that's open for
Okay.
sure.
Here we have our 2019 Cabernet, and the reason that I am pairing it with a raspberry truffle is because when we first bottled the 2019 Cabernet, which is also a silver medal winner in the international competition in California, is because the very first thing that I got on the nose was
Okay.
raspberries. So I thought this is going to be a perfect pairing. Again, it's a dark chocolate. It's probably not like 80 or 90% cocoa, which the higher percentage you go in cocoa, the drier it's going to be, almost like a baking chocolate. It's going to be bitter. But I'm really excited to try this one. So we're going to start with the Malbec. I always like to take a sip of the wine first, then a bite of the chocolate, and then another sip.
Okay.
Okay. So, and if you don't mind, I'm just going
No,
to tell
go
you
right
like what I'm
ahead. Go
picking
right
up.
ahead. You go
Okay.
right ahead.
Mm, I love our Malbec. I never used to like our Malbec, and I this new vintage is absolutely delicious. Like I said, there's Grandpa's cigar box, a lot of cedar notes in here, and just kind of nuttiness, and a lot of dark red fruit flavors like cranberry and pomegranate. So now we're going to take just a little bite. Don't break your tooth. So English toffee is like,
It's one of my favorites.
oh my
I
God,
love
it's
toffee.
amazing. It's amazing. It smelled so good when I was taking it out of the box. Okay, so what that did was kind of lowered the red fruit flavors and brought out more of the nuttiness. Okay, so that's a good pairing. All
Good.
right.
Good. We're off to a good start here.
This is the one I'm really curious about.
Okay, before you move on though, just a real
Yes.
quick question. When you experience the wine first and then you go on to the candy, do you give the candy time to just kind of mellow, or do you just go straight in with the wine? I noticed there was a bit of a hesitation there, but I don't know if there was any purpose to that.
I like that's a good question. So for me, it was then when I took that bite and kind of hesitated for a second, I was thinking then about the candy and what it could bring to the wine once I had that sip after the candy. So, I was thinking nutty, caramel. A lot of times you can get a caramel characteristic in a red wine due to the oak barrel.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now we're going to go on to my favorite, the Petite Syrah. Oh, that smells so good.
We're having fun here. Linda's having a great time.
10:30 in the morning, and I'm
Yeah,
already drinking.
yeah. It's 5 o'clock
Okay.
somewhere.
That's right. So again, you've got a really good balance of acidity and the tannic structure. The tannins are what kind of grips the inside of the mouth. And I know that dried apricots, can be tangy and sweet and slightly acidic. So this might be a good pairing because if you pair an acid with an acid, like a chicken piccata with a Sauvignon Blanc or a high acidity Chardonnay, the acidity in the lemon juice and the saltiness of the capers kind of mellows out that drool factor that you
Mhm.
get. So I'm hoping that the dark chocolate apricot will do the same thing. So again, petite syrahs are primarily a lot of dark blue fruits like plum, blueberry, cocoa powder. Okay.
And so this is a first time trying this candy.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Never even had a chocolate covered apricot before. Did I get the apricot? Hang on here.
I was looking to see if you had.
Now I did.
There you got it.
Mm, that is really good. Mm.
Is it
It's a,
what you expected?
it's better.
It's better than what you expected.
It's
Okay.
better. It's sweeter than I thought it was going to be. This chocolate is very creamy. It's very, very creamy. So with that being said, it's kind of coating my tongue, which will make the tannic structure of the wine smoother. There it goes. Ooh, wow, zingy.
Okay.
It actually brought the acidity back up. Um, and my tongue is like tingling right now.
So
I've
do you
got a
anticipate that, or was that come as a
I did
surprise?
not. I thought that the apricot was going to be less sweet, which would have helped with the drool factor
Okay.
feeling. Instead, I feel like I'm going to drool all over
Okay.
myself. It's a decent pairing though. Um, it brought out hmm, citrus fruits now, and that's probably because of the apricot. It's not a horrible pairing. It's probably not the best pairing,
Okay.
but it's doable.
Right.
Okay.
So, just for the audience's sake, to know that this was something that you hadn't done this before. This
No.
is all.
Nope.
This is like a blind tasting. So,
Mm-hmm.
what happens here is in real time, and so Linda's sharing her honest thoughts about the pairing, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. That's what we're looking for.
Okay. Now this one I'm excited about because, like I said, our 2019 cab has red fruits that like punch you in the face. Oh yeah, and you can smell that raspberry. Oh my goodness. It's almost like a sun ripened raspberry. So, one that you would literally just pick right off the bush. And those are going to be the most flavorful. Mm. And I'm excited about this. I've never had a raspberry truffle. I guess I expected it to be pink in the middle.
Yes, and you did get the raspberry though in that first bite.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's very good. Hmm. Very good. Oh, that's the best pairing by far.
Okay.
Mm. Yum, 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 yum. It totally brought out the raspberry in the wine. Totally brought it out.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's really tricky. There's a lot of experimentation that goes into cheese and wine pairings, chocolate and wine pairings. I feel like, how can I put this? People think that chocolate just naturally goes with wine, but you really have to be careful about what kind of chocolate it is,
Right.
you
Right. Or else
know?
you're in for an unpleasant experience.
Exactly, because when you're dealing with something sweet, the general rule of thumb when you're food and wine pairing is that if you're doing a dessert, it's important that the wine be as sweet, if not sweeter, than the dessert itself. And I think we talked about this before. Um, because again, if it's you would think it would be too sweet, sweet and sweet, but it pairs so perfectly well together because they play well together. If you've got a wine that's not as sweet as the dessert, it's going to decrease the fruit flavors of the wine, and it's not a good pairing. So, if you're making a creme brulee, you would definitely want to have like a dessert wine with it,
Okay.
like a sauterne, which is a French dessert wine, or an
Very
ice
sweet.
wine,
Very
very
sweet.
sweet,
Yeah.
very, very sweet, or a port, something that's going to be just as sweet. But this is probably the best pairing by far because the chocolate brought out the characteristics in the wine brought out the raspberry in the chocolate.
Oh, well, there you have it, folks.
It's fun.
Yes, fun indeed. And I want to just point out that there you go, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Now you've got something that you can think about in advance. Like I said, we're coming up on St. Valentine's Day, and it might be a good time to to surprise your sweetheart with this type of thing. Greet them when they come home and have something like this ready, or uh, come to Bishop's Hill and grab some wine and
Yep, we
bring them
are
home.
we are doing wine and chocolate pairings on Valentine's Day
Well, there
all
you
day
have it.
long. Uh,
And is there like a cost for that? How does that go?
it is $28. You get three 3-ounce pours. I might try a different wine with the chocolate covered apricot. But we're also going to be having, courtesy of Hollingworth Candy in Lockport, their dark chocolate toffee and their milk chocolate toffee. This came from another place.
Okay. So, before we wrap it up, could you want to summarize the wines once again? What do we have
Yes.
there on the?
So definitely Malbec with milk or dark chocolate toffee, English toffee. Definitely brings out the nuttiness of the candy, but also just like the cedar notes and the nuttiness of the Malbec itself. Um, this is our Petite Syrah with the dark chocolate covered apricot. This I probably would be pairing with the dark chocolate toffee from Hollingworth. I think it's going to be a better pairing.
Okay.
And then this 2019 Cabernet with the raspberry truffle.
Top notch.
Yep.
Okay. Well, excellent. So Linda, before we wrap it up here, is there anything else you wanted to say to the audience about pairing wine and chocolates in particular for this?
I think just experiment,
Hmm.
without gaining 5 pounds.
Okay. Well, there's a challenge, folks. That'll be a challenge.
I mean, everybody's taste is different, but there are certain kind of guidelines that you
Hmm.
do have to follow to make a successful pairing. So, like today, some of these were experimenting with. It's good to know the characteristics of the wine that you are drinking as well.
Okay.
So, with red wines, just always think red fruits, um, blue and black fruits, earthiness. You got to take that into effect, and even like tobacco characteristics in your cabs, baking spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, clove. Those are all in red wine, especially cabs. So, that's something to kind of keep in mind. But when you pick up a wine that you can just pick up, like those red fruits, it's a no-brainer with the raspberry truffle.
Yeah, this
I
seems to
can't
be
wait to
this.
finish that.
Yeah, this seems to be the number one choice right there.
Yes.
Now, one more time before we close the show today, if you want to, what day does Valentine's Day fall on this year?
It's on Saturday, February 14th.
Okay, this is 2026, unless in case you're viewing this presentation at another time. And again, it's $28 for three ounce pours.
Yep, 3 3-ounce pours, and then it's going to be 3 chocolates. If I do decide to use like the chocolate covered apricots, that's just going to be one in there. The toffees are smaller. And then I like the look of just one pretty little truffle in the center of the tray.
It's yes, it's
And they're
elegant and
rich, so you don't
you
want
don't
a
need a lot,
lot.
yeah,
No, you
to
don't.
enjoy yourself.
But I always recommend trying the wine first, then the chocolate, and then go back to the wine.
Okay, so we're here from Bishop's Hill. This is going to be Saturday, February 14th from 12 to 8.
Yeah, for as long as we are open.
Okay,
Yep.
and those are the business hours, and we are located at.
310 Bridge Street in Joliet, Illinois.
All right, folks, come by, say hi to Linda, and you have a good day. This has been Roman and Linda with the Outward Expression. Choose the good.